Hello everyone, I am Professor C.E. Hurule, Department of English. I do welcome all the TYBA students of GMD Arts, BW Commerce and Science College Srinagar. So this is my first effort to prepare PowerPoint presentation for our students. So let me first of all introduce about the textbook. Literary Pinnacles. This is an anthology of prose and poetry edited by the Board of Studies of Pune University. So once again, I hope that you are safe and sound at your home, and I request you to enjoy my lecture. So dear students, we have a grammar section. In grammar section, we have transformation of sentences. So there are four types of sentences: declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. First, let us know the basic types of sentences, and then we will learn how sentences can be transformed into other types. A sentence can have one or more clauses. Main clause and subordinate clause are the two types of clauses. What is main clause? Main clause is itself meaningful with one finite verb. On the other hand, a subordinate clause does not have the complete meaning. Its meaning depends on main clause. This is why it is called dependent clause. So let us take an example. C belongs to Delhi, which is the capital of India. In this sentence, C belongs to Delhi is a main clause because it gives the full meaning. But when you only utter which is the capital of India, which is the capital of India, which is the capital of India, so we don't get the meaning because this which is the subordinate conjunction, has lost the meaning of that sentence. That is why this sentence is called subordinate clause. So according to the use, let us learn four types of sentences, not four but three types of sentences, that is simple, compound and complex sentence. So according to the types of clauses and system of joining the clauses, there are three main types of sentences. The first one is simple sentence. What is simple sentence? Only one main clause with a definite verb is called simple sentence. You can make of your own simple sentences too, but the condition is that you have to use one and only verb. So I have given here two examples. Radha entered the house. This is one simple sentence. She saw a cat. This is another simple sentence. You can see that in a first sentence, Radha entered the house. There is only one verb, that is entered. In the second sentence, you can see that she saw a cat. Saw is only finite verb, and that is why these are the two simple sentences. You can make your own sentences too. Just say, I am a student. That is, I am is there. I live in Sinnar. Live is only one simple verb, and that is why these are the examples of simple sentences. Now, second one, listen very carefully. Compound sentence. What is compound sentence? In compound sentence, two or more main clauses are joined by coordinating conjunctions like and, or, and but. I repeat, two or more main clauses are joined by coordinating conjunctions like and, or, and but. You have to remember only these three conjunctions which form the compound sentence: and, or, and but. I have used about two simple sentences to join into a compound sentence. Radha entered the house and saw a cat. Now see this. Radha entered the house and saw a cat is a complete one sentence, but it is compound sentence. Because Radha entered the house and she saw a cat, these two main clauses are combined or joined by using and. So I think that you understood what is compound sentence. Now the last one is complex sentence. What is complex sentence? It is rather difficult to understand. Listen very carefully. One main clause and one or two subordinate clauses are joined by subordinating conjunctions like which, who, that, though, although, and there are many more. Because, since, and so on. Now I repeat the same example so that you will understand. The above two simple sentences are brought together by using when. Now listen the example. When Radha entered the house, she saw a cat. In this sentence, she saw a cat is a main clause, right? When Radha entered the house, this is subordinate clause because it does not give the complete meaning. If you continue to say the same sentence for 8 days, when Radha entered the house, when Radha entered the house, when Radha entered the house, you don't get the meaning. But when you say she saw a cat, that gives the meaning of that sentence. That is why this is called subordinate clause, and that is the definition of complex sentence. One main clause and one or more subordinate clauses are brought together by using subordinating conjunctions like which, who, and that, and so on. So this is what we have talked about kinds of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. Now our part of syllabus. The first type of sentence is declarative sentence. What is declarative sentence? Declarative, or it is called assertive sentences, are used to make statements in order to give information or report, or sometimes you want to express your opinions, or sometimes you want to make the promises. But one strict rule is that declarative sentence always begins with subject. What is subject? Subject means actor or the doer. It can be a noun, proper noun, pronouns, and so on. Let us take some examples of a declarative sentence. Sagar went to Aligarh. The giraffe has a long neck. It rained all night. We like sweets. See that? You can take an example. For example, Sagar went to Aligarh. Here Sagar is subject. And see very carefully, after Aligarh there is a full stop. Because this is the format of declarative sentence. The sentence that begins with the subject and there is a full stop at the end of the sentence. That is why this is called declarative or assertive sentence. I think that you have got it. Now see, the declarative sentence has the word order subject plus verb plus object. It may be object or complement. That is not very important. But what is important? The sentence which begins with subject and after subject verb is followed. That is what we call declarative sentence. Now let us learn about how to transform declarative sentences into negative sentences. So an affirmative declarative sentence can be transformed into negative sentences. For example, the show will start in an hour. What is the negative sentence for this? The show will not start in an hour. So I have underlined to will not. Second example, Smita was smiling at me. Smita was not smiling at me. See, this was not. The cows have returned to the shed. The cows have not returned to the shed. See, this have not. I think that if you are very good at grammar, basic grammar, If you know exactly what is auxiliary, what is helping verb, I think that you will come to know that to form negative sentence, we take the help of auxiliary verb or helping verb. That is what how the negative sentences are formed. Now what is important? Affirmative sentences can be changed into negative by adding not between the auxiliary verb and main verb. For example, will not start. Here will is auxiliary verb and start is main verb. Was not smiling. Was is auxiliary verb and smiling is also a main verb in plus ing form. Have not returned. So have is auxiliary verb and return is main verb in third form. Now the difficult part of transforming declarative sentences into a negative sentence is that if there is no auxiliary, suppose you know all the auxiliaries, you know am is are, you know have has, you know will, you know was were, and so on. But when there is no auxiliary verb in the given sentence, what is to be done? The appropriate tense form of do is used to be followed by not. For example, the plane took off from this runway. I repeat again, listen the sentence very carefully. The plane took off from this runway. So there is no was, there is no where, there is no am is are, there is no helping verb. At that time we have to use the forms of do. You know, the plane took off. Took off is past tense. So this is simple past tense. So we have to use did. We have to take the help of did. The plane did not take off from this runway. So when we use did, at that time that first form, that is present form of the verb is used instead of past form. Second example, Maria drives well. What is the negative sentence for this one? Maria does not drive well. What did I do here? Because of drives. Drives is a main verb. Drives is in the first form. It is the sentence is in the simple present tense. And drive has taken yes suffix because Maria is third person singular. So it depends on the agreement of subject and verb. And that is why I have taken does not, but you look carefully, I have not used drives. I use die only because that yes is deleted because of does. Now they like reading. They do not like reading because here the verb like is there and like has no yes form, so we have to use do. They do not like reading. Now what is important? The use of do forms to form the negative sentences, especially in simple present and simple past tense. Second type of sentence is interrogative sentence. What is interrogative sentence? The sentence ending with question mark. This is not clearly, I think so. The sentences ending with question mark which are used to ask questions or make inquiry. Let me introduce you that there are mainly two types of interrogative sentences. The first one is yes no type question and the second one is WH type question. What is yes no type question? My definition, the question that begins with auxiliary verbs. And this type of question is asked only to know whether yes or no. No more information is expected. If I ask you, do you drink tea? You just say yes, I drink tea or no, I don't drink tea. Don't speak more. If I ask you, do you drink tea? And if you say I don't drink tea because I am a diabetes, I have not asked you why don't you drink tea? That is what yes no type question. Now again the same problem is here. What what we do to form yes to that question? If you are very much acquainted with the helping verbs in the given sentence, you just pick up that helping verb and put at the beginning of the sentence and give the question mark at the end. That will become yes to that question. Not many examples can be taken. He is playing. Is he playing? She is cooking. Is she cooking? I have passed degree examination. Have I passed? And like. But if there is no auxiliary verb in the given sentence, again the appropriate form of do is used to form the question. Again that do and that does and that did. I have given you here one example. Hasina speaks Marathi and English. So here Hasina is the subject, speaks is the verb first, and now there is yes suffix to that speak. Does Hasina speak Marathi and English? This is the correct yes to that question for this sentence. Now, framing yes no type questions from declarative sentence. Again, how to frame yes no type question from declarative sentence. Rekha has returned from Varanasi. See that has is there. Pick out that has from the sentence, put before the sentence and give the question mark. Has Rekha returned from Varanasi? You are playing cricket. There is R. Pick it up. Put at the beginning of the sentence. Remember to give the question mark. Are you playing cricket? Very easy. I think that you got it. Now, the last example is rather difficult. The farmers work in the farm. There is no helping verb. There is no auxiliary. Now, the farmers is a subject. Work is a V1 and work has no S suffix. You must know that this is simple present tense. So you have to use do at the beginning of the sentence. Do the farmers work in the farm? And question mark. I think that you have got it. Now, second type, WH questions. The questions that begin with WH words like who, which, when, how, and etc. So I think that you are very much you are in TYBA for since 15 years. You have been studying in various classes. Every day you have studied English. At least you should know WH words and the helping words. Now WH questions are called for a detailed and specific answer. Let me tell you, WH questions do not give answers in yes or no. They seek for a specific information, specific answers. For example, Rashid is coming to see us today. So Rashid is coming to see us today. Who is coming to see us today? The specific answer is Rashid. And don't say yes and no. There is no any kind of relation of yes no type question and WH type question. See another example. Uma sent this mail in April. Now listen the question carefully. When did Uma send this email? The answer is in April. So that is what specific answer. Now when you want to form WH type question, remember the formula. WH word plus helping auxiliary verb plus subject and plus whatever may be. But remember to put question mark at the end of the sentence. And this is a strict formula to form grammatically correct WH type question. So this is all for today because it is not possible to complete the full syllabus in one session. So I think that you might have understood what I explained you today. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you again in the next session. Thank you.